6 p.m. You have a test tomorrow. You think to yourself, hey, I'll take a break. I just bought a new game on Steam and it looks pretty fun. You play it, thinking you'll have plenty of time to study. You check your clock, it is 4 a.m. Only one game I've ever played did this to me. Only one game destroyed my sense of time this much and made me a complete addict. Hello everyone, my name is Shmenty and this is my tribute to Factorio. Factorio is one of the most unique games I have ever played, hands down. Back in the good old days, I used to play the Tekkit mod pack in Minecraft, and I fell in love with the technology aspect of video games. Something about automating absolutely everything was so satisfying to me. Buildcraft and industrial craft were the foundation of my love for technology. I had seen Factorio on Steam before, but to be honest, I'd never really clicked on it because the graphics looked weird. Yes, I know it's shallow, but I was a shallow kid, what can I say? This probably isn't the intro you expected for this video, but here it is. I watched the trailer for Factorio after a long time of browsing Steam. I saw the 98% average reviews and I decided to try it out. I said, why not? I had a really old iMac from 2007 at the time, and my game ran terribly on it. It was around 20 FPS, and the trial did not exactly like it. There were chunks missing everywhere, and the game just overall was unplayable. After getting my new computer, I fired it up again. Then, 8 hours passed and I didn't bat an eyelid. Yes, I failed that test the next day. Yes, it was absolutely worth it. The best way I can describe Factorio is an engineer's acid trip. You start with a crashed ship, as a lot of survival games do. The goal at the end of the game is to launch a rocket into space and leave, or you can keep building and just launch satellites. To do this, you have to make these buildings called labs and research new technologies, much in the same way as civilization. Now this in and of itself is a feat, but the main goal of the game is to automate absolutely everything you can. Oh, you want to go get some coal? Boom! Get a whole mining operation for it. Oh, you want to mass produce nukes to wipe out the native population? You got it, baby. Blow them back to the hole they crawled out of. This game is all about making things do your work for you. If you do it right, you don't have to craft much in your inventory at all. There's more content here than in the Bible. You have to deal with an almost infinite amount of things. Material transport, those pesky aliens that are actually just eco-terrorists that attack buildings making pollution, forests blocking your global expansion and desire for global domination, and my favorite of all, factory planning. Things spiral out of control real quick in this game. That mining operation you set up is now the size of Manhattan, and is producing as much pollution as the entire human population. This game would come down to how well you can plan, but at the end of the day, you can have an absolutely disgusting factory that works. One thing leads to another very quickly. That small mining outpost turns into your main production line incredibly quickly. And if you don't leave space to grow, you'll find that it gets cramped very quickly. It may not sound fun. It might just sound like homework to you. But this game has done something that only 2 games have beat. One is Portal 2, and the other is Hades. This, of course, is the average Steam review. This game has a 98% average positive rating. And that is absolutely insane. That's because this game is more addicting than crack. Whoa there, buddy. You don't need sleep, you don't need food, you need to expand the factory. Seriously, this game makes you expand more than Alexander the Great. Factorio is no cult classic. It frequents the front page of Steam all the time, and has some pretty big names that play it. Notch, the creator of arguably the best video game of all time, Minecraft, had this to say about the game. I see conveyor belts when I close my eyes. I've been binging Factorio lately. It's flipping amazing, and there are so many fun mods. This game makes you feel a way I haven't felt about anything else. I used to plan factories in notebooks at school. I used to think about them when I was falling asleep, and all the time. Looking back on that first electric mining drill you put down makes you feel more nostalgia and pride than parents watching their child graduate high school. This game weaves its puzzle-filled web into your brain, and tricks you into a strategy game when you were expecting a simple mining game. Much in the same as a gambling addiction, you take the fall real quickly. A couple dozen hours later, and you watch your rocket launch into space. It's over. The game is over. Right? Factorio is one of the most replayable games I've ever played. Each playthrough can have a different focus. When you want to mess with the world generation. You want a tiny, cramped, dense factory where all of your resources fit on one screen? Go ahead, you can do that. You want each resource spread out miles away from each other to put an emphasis on the railroad aspect of the game? You can do that too. The amount of challenges is unlimited. Anything you could ever dream of doing to your factory can be done. If factory building isn't your thing, I do have an alternative for you. No, it's actually not combat. It's uninstalling the game because you still need a massive factory for this. Despite that, the combat in this game is phenomenal. Oftentimes, when I watch a horde of angry climate change activists charge my house, I can draw parallels to the real world. But when my laser turrets begin gunning them down, I think the parallels stop there. Fighting in this game is interesting. The aliens don't attack you until you already have a large factory producing an absolutely insane amount of pollution, but by that time, you're ready for them. There's two ways of dealing with them. You'll be doing both, defensive and offensive. Make walls and turrets around the perimeter of your factory to both protect it and alert you where and when they attack. Offensive, however, is way more fun. Build turrets and drag a long power line over to their home, then proceed to absolutely demolish it. No mercy, not just the men, but the women and the children too. Nobody said that you were the hero in this game. What's that? Turrets not cool enough? How about a tank? Oh, you want even more? Boom. A train with 10 artillery carts on it, coming in. Eventually, you can make them shoot nukes. Isn't that fun? Yes, the combat is difficult at first, but eventually your technology will scale with them, so a war happens on a scale difficult to imagine. It's gorgeous and insanely fun. Sinking this many hours into this masterclass of a game was an honor. The game finally came out from early access on August 14th, 2020. They actually moved this up from September 14th, 2020 because Cyberpunk 2077 was meant to come out the same month, and they didn't want to compete. I've played a lot of management games before, but none won me over like this game. None have made me feel the pride I see when I look back on the factory that I built all myself. I absolutely adore this game. The times I've had are engraved into my mind for life. I feel so proud whenever I look back on my massive, sprawling factory and think to myself, wow, I actually did all that. It doesn't trick you into giving a AAA company your money. The devs care about the game, and I love all of it. If you've never tried Factorio, please go check it out. If you like the look of it, you'll love the game. I know this video is quite a bit shorter than my other videos, but I tried to amp up the energy a little bit and talk a little bit quicker. Hopefully you liked the video. If you didn't, let me know in the comments below what you would want to change. Thank you all so much for watching. This game is amazing, and I needed to pay tribute to the brilliance behind this masterpiece. Let me know if you want to tribute to anything in the comments. This has been Shmenty, and I'll see you in the next one.